keeps on getting chillier here in Alaska, a sure sign that fall sports season is in full swing. And yesterday, the two University of Alaska schools cross-country programs met in the first of two meets here in the 49th state this season before they head out of state for the cooler months. The Seawolves and Ninooks descended upon Delaney Park in Anchorage, with the home UAA squad coming out with a pair of dominant wins, a clean sweep on the women's side, and a 1-2 finish for the men, headed by a senior to whom the win meant a little bit extra.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, it's my last one in Anchorage, and I'm just really happy to be here and get the win in front of the home people. Usually it's a pretty low-stakes race, but I really wanted this one just because I know so many people around, and it just felt symbolic as my last one here.
Trying to put a bow on his career after finishing 91st at the D2 Championships last year. The two squads get to run it back this weekend, with the Seawolves heading up to Fairbanks for the Forest Frenzy on the 13th. Then each team has a couple more meets before the GNAC Championships on October 25th down in Montana. And now, as always, let's hit the gridiron. Today, of course, the first NFL Sunday of the season, and I promise we will get to that. But first, let's recap this week's action in the Last Frontier. Starting off, let's parachute into the second half of a crosstown matchup. The East Anchorage Thunderbirds, South Anchorage Wolverines. In the huddle there, they're saying, let's come out with a bang. They're already up 13-0 in this game and make that 20-0 after a kick return touchdown midway through the third quarter. Austin French taking that to the house for the 20-0 advantage. East Anchorage has had a rough go of it this season, still looking for their first win, trying to give the fans there on the east side something to cheer about. And there's something as Bentley Stubbs takes the direct snap and plunges in to put East on the board, trying to get their first win of the season, but it's not going to happen today. Ethan Yarrington takes the handoff, breaking tackles, and he's off to the races. 65-yard score, one of two 60-plus touchdowns for Ethan Yarrington of South Anchorage for this game, and that would be all she wrote. 33-7. South continues to cruise after winning 3 in a row after losing their first game of the season, while East still trying to end that slide. And now, as always, let's take a look at the rest of the scores from across the state. Lots of one-sided results at the Division I level, with Weston Service staying undefeated, as did Soldotna down there in Division II. The Stars now with a 7-game winning streak, including last year's D2 state title game. And now here's the rest of them. Palmer just barely squeaking out that road win. The second straight week West Valley has lost by just a single point. Homer taking care of business in D3 to stay unbeaten, as does Interior Grappling Academy by handing Seward its first loss as a program since 2022. Incredible stuff for the first-year program up there in Fairbanks. Now let's get up to speed on some flag football scores. We haven't touched on those in a couple weeks. These from throughout this week, starting on Thursday with South notching a pair of one-sided wins. Wasilla keeping their dominant season going with a second win over the defending state champs. And these were the most recent results now. West completing that undefeated week. North Pole getting a bounce-back victory. And Diamond keeping pace with the Warriors up in Wasilla. Those two look like the teams to beat so far this year, each with only one loss. And now, of course, today is the first full Sunday of NFL games for the 2025 season. It was an action-packed day full of games. So let's take a peek at some of them from the games that took place today. Now, these were all games in the early window. The Falcons down there on the bottom right had a chance to tie it up at the end of regulation. But Youngwei Koo missing that field goal. And ditto for the Saints, who had a goal line chance to tie it up with a touchdown, but Spencer Rattler just couldn't make it happen. And the second round of scores here, for all the Broncos fans out there absolutely clamoring for it, yes, they got the win 20-12. And this, of course, does not include the game tonight, Bills versus Ravens, an incredible matchup of two playoff teams last year as of 5 o'clock today. That one is still underway. And we'll have one last look at weather coming right up, so stay with us.